Okay, I'm up and recording. Greetings, welcome everybody. This is Wesley Pepper. Welcome to the Lexcia podcast. This is episode 212. I've been getting my numbering of the episodes wrong a lot recently. I think it's because it's the end of the year, so there might be a few episodes that has the same number. I'm gonna fix it. So this is episode 212. Yeah, anyway, enough about that. Also guys, if you're based in the Southern Hemisphere, in summer it's nice and warm here today, and these are probably my last two. I think I have two more episodes after this, then I'll call it wraps for 2025. I almost got the year wrong. But anyway, enough about that, and I will make an announcement about Gallery 360 Africa, but I'll do that on my social media platforms and so forth. But anyway, today we're talking theatre, or at least a theatre production, a dance production, as titled Hominal Xaba. We're talking to Nelisiwe Xaba and Marie Caroline Hominal. Did I pronounce that correctly? Your surname?
Yep.
Perfect, man. So you've got a show starting off on the 10th, on the 11th of December. It's at the wits.theatre. It's a very well-traveled production. There's also a lot of themes behind it. So a lot of things to unpack. So let's start right from the top. This is a collaborative piece. So can we start? So firstly, welcome. Thank you for taking the time out. I know you guys are busy. So first and foremost, how are you guys doing?
Good. We still calm. The show is tomorrow, so we're still good. Calm.
Yeah.
Everything.
Calm, I'm not sure, but we are here in the dressing room.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. No, that's all good. So look here, let's start from right at the top, because this is a collaborative piece. And your collaboration is the core of this. So tell us firstly how you guys met, what energy brought you together, and then we'll talk about how the piece got conceptualized, and we'll unpack the production bit by bit. And anyone can go first.
Initially we met in London. We were at the same school, Ballet Rambe, in London. I had a strange year where my year started January to December, which is not usual for a school calendar in Europe. So in a way, I had an interesting year, because then it means I could be with two classes briefly, but I could be with two different classes at a time. So that's where we met, 1996. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then during our professional lives, we kept on crossing, mostly in Europe, Paris and Geneva, on different occasions. So in a way, that's how we kept our contact from school days. And then 2018, Mary Caroline approached me to do a project with her, which is part of Triptych. But I'll leave her to speak about the ideas around the Triptych.
Yeah. So hello. In 2015, I started a research on questioning authorship. What does it mean? Also collaboration, and also to suddenly step out of my process and to share with other artists. So it's a triptych, and for each piece, it's a collaboration with an artist, either visual artist or theater director or performing artist. And Hominal Xaba is the second piece of the triptych. Yeah. And it was very important for me the third one is with my brother, who is a visual artist. The first one is with a theater director, Marcus Earn. And I wanted to work with Nelly because we had this story together in our youth, studying together, and also to work with a woman artist who is also questioning appropriation and visual art, who is part of the performing visual art work. So it was and it's nice when suddenly it was a good time that we could meet through that work.
For sure. Nelly, you were to
Yeah,
come in
sorry.
there? No? Okay. Okay.
No.
Continue.
But just one thing, for each piece have their name of the authors, so it's somehow there is no question of titles. The titles is the author's work also.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then somehow we work on appropriation, and it came also into the work by
default.
Yeah, by default. It was for each piece. There is not. It's a new. We found ways to collaborate and how to bring things together. And here it came. Yeah, by default.
Okay, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So let's jump into the production. So can you just give us firstly an overview of the other production? So what is it about? And how do you guys, is about dancers, so a lot of dancing, but what's the actual production about? And they will talk about the themes, because you keep bringing up cultural appropriation, so an identity, and I believe that's also one of the themes. So I'd like you guys to sort of expand on that. But yeah, let's just start off with giving us an overview of the production.
Maybe still going back is
Yeah.
that our first meeting we were clear that we don't want to get inside our personal signature.
Okay.
which is kind of strange, but in a way, that not to emphasize that. And then choreographically, then we leave it to the objects that we, or to the materials that we're working with. And we also leave it to the technology, to dictate choreography instead of us, choreographing the piece. I mean, of course, this is highly calculated. It's not just, it's not by default. This was definitely, where we wanted to go. We had spoken a lot about, what we liked and what we didn't like based on what other choreographers examples of what we didn't want to do. So basically you sift what you don't need, and then you deal with, with what with the possibilities of where you want to go after sifting through, where you don't want to go. So I think the cloths were the beginning, were the
Curtains, yeah.
Yeah, I think the cloths were the first thing that were the first idea, and in a way, for me, I became tired of I mean, it happens a lot. I've seen a dance piece, but it happens a lot in visual art where photographers do camouflaging, especially with the African print.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
in a way, it and it's none of my business, but in a way I started not liking it, and I wanted to flood the stage with that, and make, sometimes if you don't like something, you have to do it a lot to not like it a lot, or to really completely never touch it again. So in a way, for me, that's how I could arrive at using this material.
Okay. And there was before the cloth, there was a curtain thing by using to appear and disappear. and to this idea of creating a labyrinth. Labyrinth, and to play with the fact of appearing on stage and disappearing, and so, and then the fabrics, the textile, the clothes came, and they talk about appropriation through their journeys through colonization, and so it all made sense in a way.
Yeah, and then we came up with the thread. I don't remember how the thread came, but in a way it links.
Is that like a physical thread?
Yeah, we use a lot of wool on the floor to create a web, on the floor. In a way, for me, it continues
on the floor.
It continues to fill the stage with material, or with noise, if you want, or with
shoot of colors.
With colors. I mean, colors are just colors are the thing in this piece. And the layering also is a big thing in the piece, consciously and unconsciously.
Okay.
And then the wool becomes the costume. But also this came
through in a way, by luck, by chance. We were working with a costume designer, and what he created was not what we were expecting, and we said, okay, we can't use that. And then, but with playing with the wool, it makes sense that this becomes our costume. So at the end, the set that we build is used also for dressing us up.
Yeah. So my understanding is that. So my understanding that there's a lot of color and texture on the stage. So the set is very visually, and is that intentional to sort of engage the audience in more in with what you guys are doing or saying?
Yeah, and to work with the power of colors, because I believe colors give energy and have powers, and so to be immersed to the colors.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, for me, it's also layering, and the kind of layering that we do also creates noise for me, because there's so much.
Yeah, there's visual noise.
There's so much. Yeah, that in a way, even for us, even visually, we even drown in it. Or we become invisible because there's just so much color inside. Then it becomes this camouflage thing also.
So at the end of the production, the way I understand it, that the stage is a flat with a lot of texture, a lot of color, and you just sort of camouflage within all of that.
Yes, I mean, the piece is quite abstract, so it doesn't dictate, what we're not preaching, we're not telling the audience what the piece is about, and there's no linear, there's no linear narrative also. It's for us that there's 3 sections, but actually they just the line is so thin normally, and probably visually, there's clearly three sections or three chapters, and they're not, in terms of narrative, they're not necessarily linked. And in a way, that's how we make work. It's much more abstract, and
and there are also as tryouts. We try things out until it goes to the as deep as possible, and then we enter a new chapter, and then we explore that chapter, and then we enter the last one. So
and also because the choreography is not set, so it's constantly changing in a way. Of course, we have perimeters. It's highly calculated what we do, but in a way, this is an example of.
So is there a lot of improv in the production?
No, no. It's loose, but there's no improv.
We have tasks to do, and those tasks we have to do it. We have ways to do them, but it's not like
it's like a turning washing machine. The cycle goes whichever way to.
But there's an order in that.
Yeah, there's an order in the chaos. I mean, we speak about that a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of the opposition.
Yeah.
The opposition of what having a two female white and black on stage. Those politics we cannot avoid, but we don't go deep into that because it's already obvious.
Yeah, interesting. You guys mentioned that there are 3 chapters in the production, and they're not necessarily all interlinked, but are they all themed differently? And does that tie into the themes like identity and cultural appropriation?
Actually, the piece doesn't even talk about cultural appropriation. It's just because we use these cloths, so we have to question ourselves, what does it mean? But for the audience, it's not, we don't engage in the topics, so the piece ends up in a dialogue between the two of us, which is scripted, but the piece talks about the opposition between us, and the opposition, mainly the personalities, actually.
But we don't. By doing it, we are not saying I am like that. It's just it appears as we talk that it's 2 different energies and personalities trying to
be together.
To be together, yeah.
Exist. I get it.
Yeah, what does it mean to have these frictions?
No, I get it.
In a way, these are the dynamics of having a duet, in a way,
It is being
it's exactly. There's always the two of us. There's always a comparison, and not necessarily from us, even from the audience. The audience is always looking at 2 bodies, and unfortunately, sometimes you can't help not to compare or whatever. It's and we're not in control of that, but we don't even get into the details of that. It's up to the audience to watch and what.
Yeah.
I think when you watch the show, you're also watching yourself, in a way.
Interesting.
And in a way, this is theater, right?
Yeah, in a way that you can identify yourself.
Yeah, in a way, it's theater. You like the piece because you could identify with what was happening. Or not.
You see yourself in it. That's how we engage in art. Yeah. So a real kaleidoscope of color, texture, different materials, and like you say, very abstract. So very, very cool. So you guys are part of a larger cast, not a makeup, costume designers and stuff. Could you comment on that? Who else are you working with? And what's their involvement?
No, we don't have a cast. Well, we don't. No.
I'm not necessarily cast, but a team behind the production.
Yeah, exactly. We only have a technical crew. That's
what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Our stage manager and his hand. Well, and the people who are assisting him. That's all we have, and the rest we do ourselves. The makeup and the costume and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do it
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah,
and the
yeah.
and the catering and
Yeah. There is a production manager.
the production manager is not
here.
with us, but she made sure that everything was done. Her name is Emily Marron. She was she's the main thing behind the admin, that makes us get here.
Yeah, man.
Including fundraising, including speaking to necessary partners. This we don't do ourselves, but we involve, but we don't, we're not fully involved.
No, I get it. I get it. So you said the production. This is it's a it's a 2 night gig. Before we actually talk about the gig at Wits, I mean this production has traveled all over the world. So how did the rest of the world receive you? What and why did you decide to bring it to South Africa?
Well, it's always important that each one of us perform at home, right? Even if the piece goes outside of where we live, it's always important to bring it back to, in a way then it becomes my audience, right? Because Mary Caroline doesn't live here, and when we're in Geneva, it's mostly her audience. But it's anyway important that the work travels. Also, that's how we make money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's how we earn. But it's important.
Yeah, to be at home, as you said it. So important the piece can be performed at home. And here there are 2 homes. One is in Switzerland and one is in Johannesburg. So and we did a wide tour in South Africa, and we were also in Namibia. So the more we can present the pieces, the best. Like for musicians.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. As you say, it's also a way of income. And then the more shows, the better.
Yeah, if we are not a visual artists who do objects in a way. We need to perform.
Yeah.
To work and to be seen. Otherwise, work doesn't exist in a way.
Yeah, we're not selling things. We're not selling things that are hanging on the wall. We in a way we're selling experience that that has a start and an end.
Yeah.
It's ephemeral art. Which is highly challenged today because people just prefer to sit in front of their phones instead of going out to the theater,
Yeah, for 1 hour.
Instead of going to a theater out and watching something and probably meeting some people, or hopefully.
And enjoying the experience.
And having a social engagement. And I think all of us.
That's actually an interesting point, and I talk a lot about that on this platform. How artists are engaging with technology. Really, really interesting stuff. What can I say? There's a lot of interesting stuff around that. So I totally hear what you're saying. Absolutely. Let's actually wrap it up and finish up with the gig at Wits. So as I mentioned, it's starting on the. I don't know what's with numbers and me today. It's starting on the 10th and to the 11th of December. Can you just give us the times, ticket prices, and so forth? Is there tickets available at the door, or do you have to buy it online?
There's both. You can purchase the tickets at WebTicket, and then you can possibly find them online. At the door. The show is at 7 o'clock for both nights, 10 and 11 of December 2025.
So Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah.
Wednesday and Thursday. And the tickets are actually selling out.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So
that's great.
You're supposed to lose.
No, that's
we hope to see
great. Yeah. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Can you guys tell us about just sort of wrapping up? Can you give us like you guys social media pages, social media handles? If any of our viewers wanna view any of your other work, do you guys have a website or where else can where a YouTube channel and stuff like that? Where can we view more of your work?
I don't have a channel. I'm only on Instagram and Facebook. I think on Facebook I'm Nelisiwe Xaba, and then on Instagram I'm Xaba Nelisiwe because I forgot my pin once upon a time, so I had to redo one.
And I am mainly on Instagram. On Instagram is MCH 333-555-777-999.
Okay, interesting.
MCH
More numbers to confuse me.
555-777-999. Yeah, but
That's
if
cool.
you
And I will,
type my name,
if you type in it, and also to my listeners, I'll find you on all those platforms, and I'll add your handles in the description box here below. And I think that pretty much wraps it up, man. For today. Like you guys mentioned, that tickets are selling fast. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. This is also after it is the summer end of the year season. Some people are lucky and taking and might actually be on leave or on holiday already. So I'm hoping the theater fills up. I hope it's packed to capacity, and I hope people enjoy it. What I will do is I will produce and put this episode together now this afternoon, and I'll premiere it tomorrow morning, probably at 10:15 thereabout. I'll text you guys the link. And I usually chop the episode up into shorts. I usually do it a few days later. I'll probably do it by over the weekend or maybe on Thursday or Friday. And I'll tag you on that on all your the respective social media platforms you can share and so forth. And it'll also bring people to the episode, and you'll expand your audience. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you much for taking your time
Well,
out,
thank you.
thank you.
and all the best for the show tomorrow on the 10th and 11th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
We appreciate
All right,
it.
man.
Bye-bye.
Take care, man. Okay, man.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.